Hello, today I'm here at Guksu next to Gusan Station in Seoul. I fancied noodles today and this place came up on Google with really high reviews. I don't think I'll be disappointed as it's a little after 11 o'clock and there's already a queue here for when they open. As with most small restaurants in Korea, if you blink you might miss this place. It's quite a small restaurant. They have a queuing system here, so when you arrive, pick up a ticket from a member of staff and wait to be called. To save time, as this place is so busy, they take your order whilst waiting. I'm going with the warm noodles with hot chives at 7,500 won. The beauty of this restaurant is it's all you can eat and you choose which size bowl you like. However, if you do get too greedy and don't finish, they will charge you extra, so only choose what you can manage. I was number 7 in the queue, so I didn't make it until the first round of diners left. I had to wait 30 minutes, which wasn't too bad as the seating area is quite relaxing, and then I was invited in. Literally 2 minutes after sitting down, they brought me this monster bowl. Wow, this is pretty crazy. On the top is a generous amount of gim and a very healthy portion of chives which are coated in chili. It looks amazing. If you can find your way underneath, there's lots more. There is of course the noodles, bean sprouts and fried tofu, as well as the soup broth right up to the brim. I was planning to order a refill of this, but I'm not so sure now. Anyway, enough talking, let's try. Wow, it's beautiful. The noodles are thin, but not overcooked. They have a tiny bite to them. The chives add an interesting flavour and texture along with the noodles, and the soup is delicious. Every bite is filling and there's a lot to keep you interested. It's not that spicy and I'm practically breathing this food in rather than chewing and taking my time. It's a massive portion and the soup broth goes down slowly. The soup's anchovy based and it's probably the best I've had in Korea so far. I'm planning on drinking it all. Or at least I was, until the owner came along and poured more hot soup in. I'd literally gotten it down a third, but at least the soup is hot again. I can keep eating. I was about to order my second bowl as I couldn't wait to eat more, but the owner came along and offered me a different dish as an extra service, which was lovely of him, and I was glad to accept. Normally this would cost 7,000 won, but he's given me this for free. How lovely. This is bibimbap. It's basically a cold dish with springy noodles coated in a sweet spicy sauce. I like to eat this from time to time, so let's see how this one measures up. Oh yeah, that's lovely. The noodles are quite bouncy and chewy and the sauce is sweet, a little bit spicy and thick. It tastes refreshing after the soup, and looking closer at the ingredients, there's a nice mixture of vegetables. The owner comes back to me with an extra bowl of their soup to try. It has fried tofu, chives and gim. He tells me this is their specialty and I don't doubt it. It tastes amazing. There's a lot of love that goes into this rich, tasty broth. I'm done with my second bowl and the owner comes back again and congratulates me for finishing the meal with the final sweet gesture of service. A can of Pepsi. Amazing. This is probably the most enjoyable meal I've had in Korea and the best service. So, I'm not a big soft drink fan, but because of the food, the ambience and the service, it tastes so much sweeter and I'm enjoying it. I'm really pleased. Even though it's such a small place, the place is busy and the staff work non-stop. They were all really friendly and attentive, and I'm gutted that I didn't eat here more whilst in Korea. I will definitely come back here next time though. The total came to an amazing 7,500 won. It's incredibly cheap considering the amount of quality food you get. The bowl I had was actually the medium-sized one. I could have easily managed 2 of these or 1 big one, I think. Next door to the restaurant is a small place which also has queues throughout the day. This one sells kimbap, and I'm going for the vegetable kimbap for 2,500 won to eat later. The lady gave it to me in a little bag and I wasn't expecting much for the price to be honest, but it's actually super heavy. I'm a little curious now as to what's inside. Anyway, I've had my savoury, so now it's time for my sweet. I'm heading for the trendy area of Apgujeong. I don't know a lot about this place, but I know it's a rich area. I've almost been run over by about 3 Bentleys just on one street alone. I'm actually not even joking. This place is almost depressing as I feel a bit out of place. I can only hope that someday I'll win the lottery and be able to afford a small bedsit here. So I'm here at Knotted. I once reviewed a donut of theirs at a small branch, but I wasn't that impressed. I'm ready to give them a second chance though. This place looks pretty busy and large, so let's take a look. There's two areas when you go in. You can either buy donuts to go, or you can buy donuts and a drink to stay in. The queue to take out is ridiculous, but the eating queue is short. I literally just walked to the front and placed my order. 11,801 and I have 2 donuts and a coffee. They'd better taste good for me to consider them to be good value. My table's upstairs and I've got a buzzer so I can collect when they're ready. It's a bit odd because it means going upstairs to find a table, going down to order, going back up to wait, and then going back down to pick them up when they're ready. I'm working off those calories I'm about to eat, so that's a positive, I guess. Wow. This here is a strawberry cream donut. The donut looks sweet and crispy on the outside and fluffy in the middle, with a thick filling of strawberry cream. Yum. The other donut is basically the same type of donut, but injected with what looks to be a vanilla custard. I can even see bits of vanilla pods on the cream, so I think this should be good quality. Even the coffee looks good. I'm a bit worried as I've not had great luck with Korean coffee recently, but I have a good feeling about this one. The coffee smells really nice, and when I drink it, I can tell it's good quality. It's a little bitter and mellow and should be the perfect accompaniment to the sweet donuts. I'm relieved because the last drinks I had were at Dalcom and Riot PC, where I had the sickliest coffees ever imaginable. Anyway, enough of these bad memories. Knotted is actually pretty good quality. Just look at the cutlery they give you with these donuts. They look expensive and I can only hope that people don't take these home with them. I was tempted, to be honest. Ta-da! Are you impressed? I can buy 4 vanilla custard donuts from a supermarket in the UK for £1. Is this going to be worth it? Well, it's certainly soft and sweet and it's a little bit messy, so I'm quite happy actually. It's pretty much what I was expecting, but the filling is a special bit. The vanilla custard inside is rich, cool and creamy. I think in terms of quality it's worth the cost of 3,001, but only because of the filling. This one was a bit messy, but luckily I have a few of these to clean up between donuts. Onto the strawberry. This one's pretty thick, so I'll try eating with the cutlery. It strikes me as I'm eating that this would be a nice place for a date. I mean, look at how civilised I am, cutting up this donut with a knife and fork. If I did this where I'm from in the UK, I'd probably be laughed out the store, but here it's perfectly acceptable, I think. Let's try. Now this costs 3,801, which in my mind is too expensive. Or is it? This actually tastes amazing. The flavour of strawberry is so strong and the cream is sweet and fluffy. I'm really pleased. I take back what I said. It's not expensive. It's probably right for what I'm getting because this donut is lovely. It's another level. It's hard to eat because of all the cream which keeps popping out, but that's a minor thing. I probably would get this again if I'm honest, even though it would cost around £2.50 in the UK. I enjoyed everything in Knotted today, which is unusual, as I didn't think I'd get value for money. Yes, it's pricey, but it has a special kind of atmosphere. I mean, the place is mostly filled with young women for a start, so I'm not entirely sure I'm their demographic, but I'm not put off. Oh, and the coffee is good too. It even comes in a funky cup, which matches the ambience of the place. So my day is almost at an end, but I have one last thing to try, and that's the kimbap from earlier. I just need to find a nice place to sit down and eat it. Luckily there's a park nearby, so I'm headed there. I found a place to sit in these lovely surroundings, and luckily I took a few extra hand wipes from Knotted, so let's just clean up before I start eating. Here's the kimbap. Let me give you a closer look. Phew, reactions of a cat. I would have been gutted to lose this kimbap, but I'm sure the creatures in the park would have been happy. Looking closely into the kimbap, there's fish cake, egg, radish, spam, carrot, spinach and burdock root. It's packed in really well. With kimbap, there's always bits sticking out the ends, which are my favourite parts. Is it worth the price of 2,500 won? Yes, absolutely, it's delicious. Like the noodle soup I tried earlier, this too is the best kimbap I've had in Korea. It's so well made and full of flavour. I'm glad I didn't drop any, as it takes no time to get through it and I loved every bite. Value for money? For sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did making it. Thanks for watching, until next time, bye!